Hi everyone, it's Mary. I just wanted to give you just some of the basics on creating your own Desmos lesson for like seeing student work. Now, I know that at this point, I believe all of you probably have a Desmos account, but if not, it's very easy. You go into teacher.desmos.com and you sign in with Google, and you can see on the right-hand side, I have my name. So now all of my information is stored here. Now, over the summer, I think I told you I spent a lot of time working with Desmos, and they've added some really great features, one of which is classes. So if you look on the left side of your page and you see where it says Manage Classes, I've created classes, and I can, this is where I store their Desmos, so it's very easy to access. The class code I give to the students the first week, and then that's the class code they always go to. All of their activities will be there. So for example, if I view the activity history for Geometry A, you can see that on the 12th I did an activity, on the 15th I did an activity, on the 6th I can go and look at their work, and then on the 9th as well. Okay, but what are we here for? We're here for me to show you how to make a really quick and not so difficult Desmos where you could put in some student work pretty easly. All right, so first thing I'm going to ask you to do, though, is actually to open Desmos, but then to go to a tab and open another teacher.desmos.com. And I'm going to explain why in a few minutes. Okay, so I have two of them going at the same time. All right, I'm going to go back to my other one, and I want to go to custom because I'm going to make a blank one. Okay, so let's pretend I'm going to review something. And I want to, I just want to have like 3 problems that I can have them go to and work on. So this would be an easy Desmos. This wouldn't be a Desmos where they're doing an activity. This would just be, you want to see them maybe solve 3 problems related to something that they were working on in their book. All right, so I would go over to the right to New Activity, and I'm going to call this, how about Chapter 2 Practice, and I'm going to put quadratics because that's what I'm going to pull from. Now, and create an activity. All right, so now what I did was I actually opened my textbook. So I have my textbook open also in a tab, the Big Ideas text, and I've decided I'd like them to do this problem number 49, and I'd love to see their work on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take a screenshot of it. I'm going to go to Command-Shift-4. When you press Command-Shift-4, you'll see that little tiny little square cross with a circle appears. I'm going to highlight the whole problem. It's going to take a picture of it and save it as a JPEG on your desktop. That's all you need, okay? All right, so I'm going to go back to the activity builder. I'm gonna add a media. So I'm going to go to the left, and you can see there's all these things we can add. We're going to add media. I'm going to choose a file to upload, and I'm going to go to my desktop, and I'm going to pull that screenshot I just made. So you can see it here. It's right here, 11:14. I pick it, and now it's in my image. It's on my Desmos screen. Right, then I want the students to be able to do the work right on the Desmos screen, so I'm going to actually select the sketch feature. So now I have the question on the left and the work on the right, and I could say, answer the question using your XP pen and the space provided. Now, I could leave it at that and they just show their work. Or I could also put in like a text input or a math input. Because this question's asking me for what's the height of the diving board, what's the maximum height of the diver, describe, I think text input's going to be fine. So I'm going to put a text input. So now I have all of these on it. Now when you do that, you have to be careful because it like shrinks the size of your sketch. So I'm going to preview this and see if it's just if there's enough space. So this is what the students are going to see. Okay, this plain board, and then a place to leave their work, and they can also share it with the class, which is really nice. Okay, all right. So I I like that. I'm going to leave it. Okay, and so maybe I'm going to do one more. So I'm going to go back to my big ideas. Let's see. Let me find a different one. All right, I love this one right here. I'm going to do, again, Command Shift 4. I'm going to take a picture of it. And it's going to my desktop. I'm going to go back to my Desmos. And I'm going to go to New Page. And I'm going to grab the Media button. I'm going to choose a file to upload. And I'm going to grab that screenshot. So that's this one. And this time I'm just going to give them the sketch feature. And I'm going to put answer the question in the space provided. All right. Now, I do actually want to show you one more thing for the geometry teachers that are out there. So let's pretend I want them to be able to draw directly on a picture. So if I had gone to my book and I was in my geometry book, I would pick the sketch feature, okay? And I actually think I have some sketches on here. So I'm going to go to background. And on the custom image, I'm going to grab a picture. So if I took one from my classwork, I'm hoping one of these is a diagram we're going to see. It looks maybe like that one might be. I'm going to click that screenshot. And there I have a diagram. Now it is on their sketchpad. So if I now preview this, they're going to see this and be able to write directly. They're going to be able to write directly on this, okay? Whatever they want, they can draw directly on it. So if you wanted them to mark their diagram with the given or wanted to be able to label angles, they could do that. So that's actually a really neat feature as well. Thank you to Bella for teaching me about that. Okay, now why did I have you open a second tab? Well, you may remember at the beginning of the year, I showed you some of the starter screens, or maybe you really look at a Desmos activity that you love and you want to borrow just one or two slides from it. I'm going to go to a new Desmos, and I'm actually going to pick one. So I'm going to go to functions, okay? And maybe I like this. I'm going to go to this guess my rule. And let's see. Here's one. I'm going to look at rule 2. Student preview. And it says, here are some inputs and outputs from your classmates. If you input 6, what do you think the output will be? So let's pretend I really liked the slide. Not really fond of the slide, but let's pretend I did. And I wanted to put it into an activity I was currently making, but I didn't want the whole activity. If I go up to the left to this copy screen next to student screen preview, and I copy the screen, okay, I go back to my activity builder and I press Command V. It has now moved that into my Desmos. Now, you can see what happened when I moved this one. This actually related to other slides that were on there, so this one wasn't really a good one for me to pick. So I'm going to do it again because I don't like that. I'm going to go back to, I'm going to find a Desmos I like. I'm going to actually go to the starter screens. Maybe I want to end with a, check in with them, and maybe an agree, disagree. I really like this slide, and I'm gonna see, maybe ask a question. Okay, so I'm gonna copy. I'm gonna go up to copy the screen. I'm gonna go back to the activity I'm on. I'm gonna Command V, and it's there. And then I'm gonna insert a statement. How comfortable do you feel with finding max and mins of quadratic functions? So I can end with just a quick, they agree, they disagree, and they can also enter text. Then I would press publish. Now here's the best part. Because they added those classrooms, once it's published, I can assign it directly to a classroom. So if I wanted to do a Desmos for homework, I can actually put it in here and it will be available for them. So I'm going to assign to your classes. I'm going to put it here because this is actually someone else, a student I tutor, so I'm going to put it in there so it's out of the way, and I'm going to have that in practice for her. So now if she goes to her dashboard, she'll see the ones she's finished and which ones she hadn't. Actually, Jeff and I worked on in this one as well, so he's a student in this class as well. And now it's there for them, and they can go back and look at their work at any time. And this is just like a really basic how to create your own Desmos. All right, guys, I hope that was helpful, and have a great day.